Hi, this is Cody. I'm a software engineer here in San Francisco. In this video series, we're rebuilding Lovable using LangGraph. In our last video, we used Cursor to vibe code a quick interface that was very similar to Lovable's, using an iframe on the right side of the page to show our page HTML content, and the left side to be a chat interface to send and receive messages. In this video, we're going to implement the OpenAI API so that we can directly link our user messages and send them to the large language model and get our response. Let's dive right into it. So first, let's go ahead and open up our Cursor project. Let's go ahead and go to our app.py. I'm going to select everything and do Command L to put it into the context on the Cursor chat window. I'm going to go ahead and paste in this prompt. And essentially what we're telling it to do is we're going to set up a .env file so that we can safely store our OpenAI API key to authenticate with OpenAI. And then we're going to pull in the LangChain OpenAI SDK for Python. Now you might say, well, why not just use the official OpenAI SDK? And the reason why is because we're setting the foundation to use LangGraph and LangSmith in our project, which solves a whole host of issues that I'll very clearly spell out as we go throughout this video series. And a fun fact is that the LangChain SDK is actually now more downloaded, at least for the month of April 2025, than the OpenAI SDK. And there's a whole bunch of reasons we could go into. I'll cover that in other videos or articles that I can link in this video in the future. But a lot of people that are doubting LangChain and don't believe in LangChain should pay attention to this. There's a reason why this is happening. But regardless, for the purposes of our tutorial, we're going to assume that we want to use LangGraph and LangSmith. And so we're going to start by, from the ground up, starting with the LangChain SDK. And I'll show you how that makes things really simple and easy as we progress throughout these tutorials. Okay, so let's go ahead and send in our message. We're just telling it to implement the LangChain OpenAI client along with .env to make a request to 4.0 from the hello route. And then we'll have it get the user's message and respond through the API and send it back to the browser. Let's go ahead and send that in and let Cursor cook it up. Let's go ahead and look at the response here. It wants us to install some packages. There's a couple. All right, let's just start with these ones. If you notice, it has python.env in there twice, right? Which is why I like to kind of double check things and not put in agent mode. Let's go ahead and run these. Okay, those are installed. Let's go ahead and look at the app.py. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the apply button, and then we'll take out stuff that we don't want. In this case, I don't think we need this middleware. We might need to add it in the future. You can tell the large language model is a little bit outdated. It's wanting to use this kind of older version. Cursor is auto correcting it, or suggesting. So I'm just go ahead and hit tab to accept that change. It assumes that we have our get env already set up. So we'll set that up here in a minute. You can also see in here that it adds the code. It formats the human message using the LangChain human message from the schema here. And then it responds with the AI response. So let's go ahead and just accept what we have. Let's scroll down and see what else it recommended. Okay, it wants us to create the .env files. Let's go ahead and create that right here. It wants us to put in our API key. To get this, you just go to platform.openai. Go to platform.openai, sign up for an account. On the top right, we have our settings here. Then you have API keys. You can click on this, and then you can create a new secret key. Go ahead and take that secret key after you create it, and let's put it into our .env file here, and then we'll save it. Okay, we'll save that. Let's go ahead and add that to our gitignore. Right click on that, click add to gitignore. Okay, and then the other thing Cursor wants us to do is make changes to our chat.html. Let's go ahead and apply it. Read through it. Okay, it's changing the formatting there a little bit. Let's see what else we have. Making a get request to the fast API endpoint. Okay, it's doing an encode URI. Okay, that all looks fine. Let's go ahead and just accept it, and let's go ahead and test this. Part of vibe coding is just kind of moving quickly, having a quick experimentation loop. Let's go ahead and refresh this. Let's refresh this and say, this keeps this alert keeps blocking us. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just comment out the page.html for now. Where are we here? Page. Here we go. Just comment this out for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and kill our server. One thing I do notice is it's throwing an error, and we actually need another pip package that we're missing. So let's go ahead and jump back into Cursor. Let's let's go ahead and install LangChain-API, LangChain-OpenAI. Okay, now let's go ahead and I'm just going to kill the server. Let's restart it, and then let's try to reload this page here. There we go. Now we don't have the snake game interrupting us when we try to talk to it. So say, can you hear me? Send this in. Oh, it did not like that. Let's check our logs here. Oh, you know what? It was the... one thing to be careful of is when you are vibe coding and using cursor, sometimes it will just have code that's wrong. Let's go and test, see if this actually worked. Another thing that can be annoying with cursor is it will continually just, add things in that, I've removed this chords a couple times. Maybe it's fine. Let's just keep it in. Let's go ahead and just accept it. See if that. Let's go ahead and switch back to here. Let's refresh this page. Can you hear me? Nope. Looking a little closer at this code, this is one of the things that you do have to be careful of, is it actually imported the wrong human message. We got to do from langchain.schema. Okay, we're actually going to have this slash messages endpoint, or this root endpoint. We're going to change this up so that it's not the root of the fast API document, of the fast API app. Let's change it so that it is, we have a new sub route and say, please create a new route for the chat messages endpoint, where the client is the fast API server for the AI message response. Okay. Go ahead and send that in. Okay, gave us a response here. It changed the root. One thing to notice right here is we had a GET request to the root, and as opposed to a post, which it should be a post. Let's go ahead and go to chat.html. Let's apply the changes here. Okay. That's a post right here. Great. Okay, so we had to kill the server. We actually had to kill the WebSocket, all the sockets that were listening on port 8000. So I ran this command just to look at all the kind of existing sockets. It was getting hung up and spinning. Sometimes you have to do that if you're using fast API. The other thing is I added back this root route that just is very simple hello world, and then we added a new, we told Cursor to add a new chat message endpoint. And now we have a little bit of a better error. It's just throwing a 500 error. That's just because of this exception. So we're going to go ahead and tell Cursor to just add a little bit of logging. Let's see, we're going to grab this, Command L, and say please add some logging in here throughout this function call. This is just so we can see the error messages a little bit better, see a little bit of a status update in our fast API server logs. Okay, that just finished. Let's go ahead and apply this. Okay, set up a little bit of logging in our fast API app. Okay, let's go ahead and try this again. Say, can you hear me? Now it should throw some error logs in our fast API server. Let's go ahead and look at those. Let's kill the app and restart it. Oh, this is a good example of the port 8000, even though we killed fast API. So let's go ahead and check our list of commands again. We got Python right there. Let's go ahead and kill it. Okay. Let's go back and try to relaunch our project. Let's restart. Okay, now, there we go. Now we have some error logging here. All right, still not happy. Let's go ahead and look a little bit closer at this code here. So let's go into app.py. One thing to notice here is that this chat client is actually, this variable name is already a method name. So we can't just, blindly accept everything that Cursor throws at us. So let's go ahead and change that chat to be LLM. So let's go ahead and change it right here. LLM equals, and then rather than chat.invoke, it'll be LLM.invoke. Let's go ahead and see if that fixes our problem. Let's go back to our browser. Let's refresh this and say, can you hear me? Thinking. Oh, there we go. We got our message back right here. Cool. All right, so that's the first step. So at this point, we could basically, just say, please create a game. Let's say, please create an arcade style of tic-tac-toe where you can click on an empty square and a computer will play you. Let's go ahead and send that into the large language model. And you can see it'll go to OpenAI and it will respond with the code. Let's see what model we're looking at, just to GPT-4o mini. So not the best programming model, coding model that OpenAI has, but let's see how far it gets. Okay, here we go. So this is its response. So we could actually come in here now and copy out this HTML portion. Oh, look at this. Good example of why 4o mini might not be the best is it actually does not return with a completed HTML page. So let's go ahead and swap the model out to be for 04 mini. It's just 04 mini. That's what we'll put into this model name. It actually does not take a temperature. And let's try that now. Let's go ahead. In fact, let's just restart Fast API, refresh this, and say, and what was our prompt again? Okay. Say, implement a game of tic-tac-toe where the user can click on a square and it plays against the computer. Let's go ahead and send this in. Let's let 04 mini cook something up nice. Okay, and here's the response. A little bit better than 4o mini. And here we go. We got the fully formed HTML page. You know, doing things that don't scale, we're just going to copy and paste this for a minute. So let's go into page.html. Let's paste this in. Let's go ahead and format this in Cursor. Click format. Okay. Nicely formatted. Let's see. Oh, this JavaScript got a little bit messed up. Let's go ahead and just cheat and use Cursor and say, please fix this JavaScript code. Okay, switch this back to 3.5, hit send. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and accept that. There we go. Now we have tic-tac-toe, where you can play with the computer. Awesome. Now, obviously, Lovable, you're not copy and pasting things back and forth to a file on your file system. So in the next video, we will go over how to just have the large language model write the code directly to the file system, which will put you into a little bit more of a tighter iteration loop, and actually makes it closer to Lovable because then you can do it all in the browser, and you can actually deploy this and have it do it live over the browser rather than having to run a VS Code project or Cursor project and run it that way. All right, I'll see you in the next video.